Good morning. This is the USA Wager Sports Brief. I am your host, Rodney Knuppel. We are here on a Tuesday, a beautiful Tuesday, May 25th, 2021. And let's get on with the USA Wager Sports Brief. Let's start in the NBA last night. Miami Heat, the defending Eastern Conference champions, kind of look lifeless. They gave up 78 first half points to the Milwaukee Bucks. Not a good showing, and the Bucks took advantage of it and dominated from start to finish in that one, as it was a 132-98 win for the Milwaukee Bucks, as they smashed the Heat. 78 first half points for the Bucks. Giannis, the Greek Freak, with 31 points last night. Bryn Forbes came off the bench, scored 22 for Milwaukee, and they are now up 2-0 in the series. The defending Eastern Conference champions are in trouble. Milwaukee looks to take advantage of that with a game 3 on Thursday. Obviously, kind of a must win per se for the Miami Heat. They can't go down 3-0 in that series. So 132-98 in a blowout fashion last night. The other NBA game last night was the Denver Nuggets and the Portland Trailblazers. Been a good series so far. Now tied 1-1 after Denver came away with a 128-109 win over Portland last night. The Blazers got 42 points from Damian Lillard. He's stud. God, he's so good. But we're not very good defensively, as they gave up 73 in the first half. Jokic ended up with 38 for Denver. That's who needs to score for the Nuggets. He needs to score in bunches and create. Game 3's on Thursday, so we got 2 game 3's on Thursday between the Bucks and the Heat and the Nuggets in Portland. One's 2-0, one's 1-1. We'll see what happens Thursday, but those were your 2 NBA games last night. Kind of snoozers, really, because Milwaukee ran away with it from the start, and Denver held a pretty good lead. Portland never really got back in the game after that. So 2 kind of snoozers last night. 3 games tonight on the slate. All game 2s, of course. Boston is on the road at the Brooklyn Nets. Boston's a 9.5-point dog at the Nets. I took Boston the first time. Take them again. I think they can keep it in single digits. I do think Brooklyn probably wins this game, as they are the better team. That threesome there with Irving, Durant, and Harden are just unbelievably talented and unbelievably tough to stop. I'm not sure Boston can handle that. I think Brooklyn does go up 2-0, but I wouldn't be surprised if it's single digits. So I think I'll take the plus 9.5 there and hope for a close game. The Lakers are actually favored on the road at the Suns tonight. Lakers need a win bad, or they will, of course, go down 2-0 in their series. It'll be interesting to see how they defend. But in the end, the Lakers got to score more points. Just 90 points in the game 1 loss. So we'll see what happens there. Lakers at Phoenix. And the other late game is Dallas at the Clippers tonight. Dallas is a 7-point dog at the Clippers, despite winning game 1. Luka Doncic with that triple-double. I like the Clippers to bounce back tonight. I think it's one of those they get ahead big, and they roll and even this series up. So I'm going to take Boston, the Lakers, and the Clippers tonight in the NBA. Who are your picks? Let's hear them. You can comment here on the show, or, of course, anytime in our social media outlets. Again, not necessarily selling you the picks, just giving you who I like tonight. Fade or follow at your own risk, but that's who I'm looking at for tonight. Again, this is the USA Wager Sports Brief with Rodney Knuppel. We are rolling along daily here, 9:30 a.m. Central Time. My brother Ryan will be on after this with the USA Wager Show, giving you all the industry news. He's going to follow me today. So that'll be on. Make sure you stay tuned to that later on today. On ice last night, Connor McDavid, one of the stars, is Connor McGone. He is gone from the NHL playoffs, as the Winnipeg Jets eliminated them in 4 straight games. Wow. 4 straight games. Last night was a 3 overtime thriller, and last night in the NHL there was 5 total overtimes. Of course, 3 in that game, and then 2 in the Islanders Pittsburgh game. So interesting and overtime night last night. But Connor McDavid is gone from the series, so Winnipeg has moved on. So it's Colorado, it's Winnipeg, and it's Boston have moved on to the second round so far. Other games last night, the Islanders topped the Penguins 3-2 in overtime. The Islanders now lead that series 3-2 going home. Toronto is now up 2-1 after a 2-1 win over Montreal. The Panthers stayed alive. They're going to a game 6 as they beat Tampa Bay last night 3-2. They have to go to Tampa Bay for game 6. And then the other game was Minnesota topped Vegas 4-2. Vegas still in control of that series. They lead 3-2, but Colorado sits and waits for the winner of that after their sweep. So the more games, the better probably for the Avalanche as those two teams wear themselves out before the Avs come in for the series. All right, tonight, Toronto and Montreal will go again. Toronto leads that series 2-1. The Maple Leafs are minus 170 in that game. And Nashville's at Carolina. What a series that has been. The home teams have won all 4 games so far. Carolina won the first 2 easily. Nashville came back with back-to-back wins in overtime. In the next 2 games, the goaltending's been absolutely outstanding for the Predators. Will it continue tonight? That is the question. 2-2 series. Nashville's a big underdog tonight. I like Carolina to win that game, and I like Toronto in the first game. So I'll take Toronto, both favorites on ice tonight, and that is a look at the National Hockey League. Let's move to Major League Baseball real quick. Kind of the biggest, Lance Lynn picked up a win over his former team. He mentioned it was his biggest, his favorite, most favorite regular season win of all time, beating his former team in the St. Louis Cardinals. Tony La Russa, Lance Lynn, both former Cardinals. Andrew Vaughn's 2-run homer in the 6th was the deciding factor, and then the poor bullpen for the Cardinals made it 5-1 Sox. Lance Lynn ended up 7 innings, 3 hits, 1 run, and striking out 4 Cardinal batters. Cardinals lost back-to-back games. The Rays have won 11 straight. They picked up a 14-8 win in 11 innings yesterday over Toronto. So they continue to stay hot. And then Milwaukee snapped the Brewers' winning streak as the Brewers won that one 5-3 over the Padres. So that was that snapped that streak. So the Rays are the big streaking team. Dodgers, of course, are hot right now as well. Some fun games in Major League Baseball tonight. And, I missed the caption there, 11th straight. Of course, the Padres streak was snapped. If you didn't see it, there it is. And then tonight on tap in Major League Baseball, some good games tonight. The Cubs will send Jake Arrieta at the Pirates. I don't know if that's a good game, but Jake Arrieta going. If we get anything like the Jake Arrieta of old, could be interesting. Toronto is at the Yankees. The Blue Jays are looking to snap their 6-game losing streak. Yankees are streaking the correct way. Steven Matz against Corey Kluber. Kluber, of course, coming off that no-hitter in his last outing. Kluber's minus 170 tonight for the Yankees. Big favorites tonight. The Reds are at the Nationals, and that's notable because it's Max Scherzer on the mound for the Nats. Anytime he pitches, look out. The Nationals are minus 185 in that game. Big favorites there. The Rockies are at the Mets. Great, huh? Well, it's Jacob deGrom. Jacob deGrom is back for the Mets. It'll be interesting to see how he pitches following his time off with the injury. Padres Brewers is a good series. It's Joe Musgrove. It's Corbin Burns. 2 good pitchers there. I think I like Milwaukee to win the second one of that series. San Diego had to go on the road. I think I like Milwaukee to pick up that one. Dodgers are at the Houston Astros. You know that's going to be interesting. Clayton Kershaw, Zach Greinke. That's a great matchup. Probably the matchup of the night. But the game is most intriguing for me is the Cardinals at White Sox. It's Jack Flaherty, 8-0 against Lucas Giolito. Of course, we've all heard they're high school teammates. They were high school teammates. Westlake High School. They'll match up tonight. So what a great slate of Major League Baseball. Those are just about half of the games. There are, of course, other games as well, but those are the favorites for tonight. All right, that is a wrap for the show. Kind of giving you a quick recap of what went on in the world of sports, the USA Wager Sports Brief. I'm your host, Rodney Knuppel. Looking forward to the day of sports. Of course, NBA, NHL playoffs continue to roll on. PGA Championship just finished up, so we'll have a little bit of a lull in the world of golf. Of course, there'll be events throughout the weekends, but we've got a while until our next major. We'll start discussing that major when it gets a little bit closer. Of course, Major League Baseball getting ready to dive into the dog days of summer. What do you actually call the dog days of summer? Is it July or is it as early as June? Some teams look to be, falling out of elimination already in Major League Baseball. Some teams at the bottom of the standings. So we'll see what happens there. But again, this is the USA Wager Sports Brief. I am your host, Rodney Knuppel. I appreciate you tuning in. I will be back tomorrow, 9:30 a.m. Central Time. So long for just a while.